Well, we've made it to week 6, and our hope is that the community and the friendships and the relationships that you've built over the course of the past 5 weeks, that there might be some tension feeling that you're feeling about whether or not this is the end. And our hope, again, through the conversations that your group has already had about what your next steps are as a group, of whether or not you continue meeting together or joining up with another group, our hope is that the relationships that you've built over the course of the past month or so are relationships that continue to grow. Because some incredible things have been happening, and we're confident that some great things can continue to happen through those relationships. This week, as we wrap up, we're talking about sharing. And the simple bottom line for this week is that we just need to be witnesses, not lawyers. Be a witness, not a lawyer. Sometimes we think that we have to go into an argument or into a conversation about our faith as if it's an argument, that we need to come in with all of the facts and all of the details perfectly ready to disarm anybody else and anything that they might have to say. But the best way that you can tell somebody about Jesus is simply sharing the way that he has changed your life since saying yes to him. And so this week in your small groups, people are going to have different feelings of what it looks like for them to share their faith. But I can challenge them to come up with just a simple 90-second story, that if they were in an elevator with somebody, what could they share with those people before the doors open? If they share a ride with somebody, how could they quickly share with somebody the way that Jesus has changed their life? One of the most simple ways we can share our story is to think about it in 3 parts. Who you were before Jesus and what your life looked like before saying yes to him. How you said yes to Jesus and what was going on in your life at that point. And then the last piece of it is simply, what does your life look like since knowing him? Where have you found healing? Where have you found hope? Where have you found freedom? The most compelling argument we have for Jesus is our own lives, not anything that we can say, not anything that we can do to prove who he is to anybody else, but the proof should be in the way that we live our lives. And so your 90-second story is going to be one of the most powerful tools that you have and your group has as they share Jesus with other people. As a host, you might notice that the conversation this week is going to focus more on how we invite people versus who we invite. And so challenge your group this week and challenge everybody within your group to identify just one person that they can invite. Who's that person, that coworker, that family member, that other parent on a kid's sports team, wherever it is? Who's the one person that they can share Jesus with, that they can share their 90-second story with? As you wrap up, spend time as a group praying together. The trust is there, the comfort is there, and so spend time as a group praying for those individual names that everybody has shared, of who they could invite to Sun Valley, who they could invite to a group, and specifically who they could share their story with. And then challenge your group to pray for specific opportunities. I've seen in my own life, and I'm sure you have in yours, if you pray for opportunities to share your faith, that's one of the prayers that God seems so quick to answer every time. And there are a lot of unique places. Again, the workplace, the grocery store, with the barista, that everybody has on a daily basis that we can share our faith. And so oftentimes praying for those opportunities really helps give us an awareness of the ones that we already have. From the bottom of our hearts as a leadership team, again, we want to thank you for what's happened over the course of the past 5 weeks and what's going to happen as we wrap up the 6-week study in your group this week. Some incredible life changes happen, and you're going to be hearing more about that in the coming days. We celebrated a lot this week with baptism, and more stories are to come. The hundreds and the thousands of people that have been involved in these conversations, we want you to know that you were a part of that. You were a part of Sun Valley's mission of helping people meet, know, and follow Jesus. And so, again, we are so thankful for you. We're so proud of you. And if there's anything that we can do to help identify next steps for you as a leader, whether it's continuing to lead in a small group like this or in another area, we would love to walk that out with you and identify the best place that your gifts and your passions could be used to help people meet, know, and follow Jesus. If there's anything we can do for you for this week or going forward, let us know. Again, we're so thankful. Have a great time this week.